Hey guys, welcome back again. Dave Dimension, welcome back again for another video. Welcome back to the channel where chaos and insanity will always reign supreme. So we're back again. We're going to do a little bit of an unbox because I'm actually going to do this Gundam build right now. You guys aren't going to sit here and watch me do the entire build. I'm just going to do a quick little unbox, show you guys what I'm building, and then we will pick it up once it is completed. So I'm going to switch this over. Now this is the Gundam HeavyArms Endless Waltz Edition from Bandai. Okay, now those who are not familiar with Gundam, if you ever played any kind of a game where you have a fighter in a mechanized suit, a pilot in a mechanized suit, that's pretty much what this basically is. And this was featured in the Gundam series Gundam Wing. So here we are. This was piloted by Troa Barton in that series. This basically is one of the most heaviest, well, just like the name says, heavy arms. He has anything and everything you could possibly need. Swords, guns, missiles, you name it. This guy is one unstoppable machine. There you go. Yeah, that's the kind of firepower we're going to be blasting away with this. Now, this is actually an MG. Master grade. I've never built an MG before. I've done some HGs. But this will be my first MG. Now, one of the things we're going to notice right off the bat, guys, before we do anything else, we got a pretty big box here. Now, most of the other Gundam kits I've done have been these HG kits, which basically about 3/5 the size of this box here. Just to show you guys, let's do a little comparison. Yeah, this is going to be a big monster. I may have to actually, this may take me more than one day to do it. So let's count these, okay? These are called runners. So you have one runner with some decals, so that's one. Okay, technically we have two here, so that's three. Another two. 5. 6, 7 if you want to count that. 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. So we have 13 runners in here. And now let's take a look at this book. This is as far as Gundam manuals go for assembly, these are pretty big. This is pretty big, but I love the art on here. The art is amazing on here. It's like basically this feels like I'm holding a little comic book. It'll give you picture-by-picture diagrams as to how to go about this. Now, also, they do give you, now, unfortunately, I can't read this, but they do give you different colors in case you want to do touch-up of the paints if you don't want to just rely on the plastic coloring itself. Same thing for the Troa Barton figure, because they usually give you one for as a stand display and one that could actually sit inside if you want to do that. So, what do you say we just get right on into this, guys? So like I said, I'm not going to have you guys sitting here watching me because it'll turn into probably an 8-hour video. We don't want that. So I'm actually going to cheat, kind of like what I do with the Lego kits. I showed you guys what's inside, and then we're going to cut, and then we're going to pick it up after it's done. Now I may have a wardrobe change here, so we'll see what happens. So in just a few seconds, you'll see a complete build. Now, one thing I do like about this MG kit before I do anything else is, well, these parts. Let me give you guys a little close-up right there. There's an insane amount of detail on the inner workings of these parts. Why is that important? Because, well, it's just as a model builder, or kit builder, if you will. The big difference is quite simply that, well, these add extra detail, a tremendous tremendous detail for when you're putting a kit together. It's seeing those kind of components, even though no one looking at the kits will actually see it. Like for example, on the crossbones I did a little while back, this one, on the inside you can see little components, you can see the panels, you can see all that. It's that kind of detail that really gets you amped when you're building a kit. So that's what I just taking these runners out, taking a look at some of them, just the insane amount of detail on them gets me so amped. So I can't wait to show you guys the end result once I'm done. Okay, guys, so we're back, and finally, Heavy Arms is built. Actually, because I work Monday through Friday, I was doing the assembly of the Heavy Arms MG kits at night. So it took me a couple nights to do it. Just a little drained. So finally, here is the finished product of Heavy Arms MG that is master grade by Bandai. This is, instead of the 144 scale like the other Gundams I've done, this is actually 100 scale. So he's a little bit of a bigger boy compared to the other ones. Now, as you can see here, let me give you guys a nice little close-up right there of him. Heavy Arms is no sloucher. He comes full. If you need a one-man war, well, this is it. I mean, he's got missile barrages all over the damn place. He's got Gatling guns in his chest. He's got a big-ass Swiss Army knife coming out of his wrist. We've got a big Gatling gun and belt coming right out of there. The belt is not attached to it right now. It just has to do with the logistics of it. He comes with different hands you can actually attach if you want him to hold a laser saber, or if you want him to hold the gun because the gun is just massive. Now, this is just not one single piece. There's actually multiple barrels right there. The backpack, everything is it's just insane. I do have to sand this out a little bit, but I think I might add a little bit of weathering to this. Now, as you can see, this is not just a static figure. We can close these up like so. Got little side barrages that we can actually close up to conceal each of these. Closes, and we can close the chest. There we go. Now he doesn't look, well, he still looks pretty menacing. Let's just close these up. There we go. I mean, you can actually remove these from the legs, but I like the look of it. Everything looks a little bit more contained. But he still looks like a badass that you really don't want to mess with. Now, the detail, I will say this being my first MG kit, oops, knocked that off. This being the first MG kit, I will say this, guys, I'm sold. So you can actually remove this. We can remove the Gatling gun from the back. So now he's got, you know, let's say you're piloting the Gundam. There's a massive war. You need to, you know, you're out of ammo, so you're going to detach the gun, detach the pack. You can hit your rockets right in the back, and then shoot upwards if you're going towards an enemy. You can always Swiss Army that out, or detach that if you want. We have this shield, which actually can attach to the gun. There's a lot of different things that this shield can actually do. But what's great about this is he is fully posable. I mean, we can do some pretty amazing things with his legs here. So if I want to do maybe a pose where I have him, flying upwards, that's doable right there, guys. We want to do something where maybe he's fighting someone. Maybe he's doing some kind of a spinning move. We can do that. Now, he did not come with a stand, but he does come with a stand attachment. I will say this, guys. If this is your first MG, your first master grade, you're going to want to do the research and get the right stand. The basic Gundam stands will not work on these because they are meant for the HGs and the RGs, okay? So be forewarned, I am actually ordering a proper stand for him, but let me show you guys something. He stands pretty damn well on his own. Some of the other Gundams, they're a little fragile or a little top heavy. Not HeavyArms. HeavyArms, just there we go. You can pick him up, set him down. You don't have to be a certain way about him. He's a good solid figure right there. And it did take me a while to assemble it. Now, I'm not a perfectionist. I'm not a expert when it comes to assembling these kits, guys. Not by any means. However, I will say this. They are fun if you like to build things. If you like to build kits. Now, I did not put any of the labels on here. I could have, but I didn't. I might still put some on, but I definitely want to add a little bit of weathering. I don't want him looking brand new, like he just came off the assembly line. I want him to look like he's been through the battle, so I am going to do a little bit, well, first I'm going to experiment with some of the paints I picked up recently. Once I am pleased with how those paints are working out, then I'm going to apply some charring, some scuffing, some oxygenization, if you will, so he looks like he's been to the battle a few times through. But I really love how this kit looks, guys. Let me go back to main view. I mean, everything's detailed. Now, if I was going to do this again, what I probably would do is all the gray pieces, the gray plastics, I may hit them with maybe, not necessarily a metallic spray, well, maybe a metallic finish, but maybe something more gunmetal gray to give a little bit more look to him. Maybe more of a, maybe not the bright fire engine red, but give it a little bit more of a, maybe a darker tone. I don't know. I mean, it's your kit. You can do what you like with it, but I definitely plan on adding some scratches, some scuffs to it to give him more of a battled look. Those that are familiar with Gundam Wing, this was piloted by Troa, who is very much, I wouldn't say I think the most warrior-like character in the show probably is going to be, at least I always saw Wu Fei as one of the strongest ones. Hero was just, it was the mission. He was the Batman of the team. Troa was artistic, but he was also, I don't want to say unrelenting, but he was, he was the one that would do whatever it takes. Well, they all did. I always liked Duo Maxwell. I liked his kind of persona, but ultimately HeavyArms was one of my favorite ones because, I mean, he's just got all the damn weapons right there, guys. I mean, you open up every single compartment on him, and he's just ready to go, guys. He's ready to go. No ifs, ands, or buts about it. I would like to hit these, because with this, I'd like to, if there was a way to contrast these, I think if I redid the kit, I think I would actually, before assembling all these pieces, I think I would paint the runners. I would paint some of the runners by hand, let them dry, fully dry, that is, and then go ahead and assemble them so that we had a little bit more contrast. I think that's definitely the way to go. If anyone out there is going to do an MG kit, I would definitely take a look at the runners and see what kind of details you want to add, like the exhaust ports for the pack here for the rockets, for the propulsion. I think I would do that, or maybe a different color, just giving it like different kind of contrast. You can go with gunmetal gray, you can go with different shades of gray just to add a little bit more tone and definition to it. I mean, like if you look at the front, we got that blue. It's plastic blue, but we got that blue right there, and it adds a lot of definition and popping to it. So that's just my personal opinion, guys. Now you can assemble different hands that can pop in and out, but I mean this figure is just, and one thing you guys will see in some of the pictures I've included in this video is there is an insane amount of detail on the pieces that are covered by other pieces. So literally when you're building this, there's so much definition and detail that you're not seeing, but because that detail and definition and molding is in there, you feel like you're building a real Gundam. Sure, it's not a 100 foot tall, but it gives you that extra kind of detail that only you know is in there, and that's what makes this kit, guys. On a scale of 1 to 10, HeavyArms, he is a 10, guys. There's no question about it. He is a 10. Is he a must? If you're a Gundam fan, he's definitely a must. You have to get him, guys. Okay, now, yes, there are no pegs here. There aren't supposed to be any pegs. Okay? For these kits, you're going to have to get a Gundam stand. And they do, on some of the Gundams, they do have either a peg port, or in this case, there's that little groove right there. You guys can kind of see that right there. Right before the black part, or the red part of his butt right there. That is going to clip inside and pretty much hold him to whatever position you want. Unfortunately, the HG and the RG stands that are commonly found on Amazon are not going to do the trick for you guys. You have to get an actual MG kit. I think I might actually hit USA Gundam store for that, or I might hit up a few other stores. So we'll see what happens. But there we are, guys. An awesome build, an awesome kit. If you're a Gundam fan, if you're into Gunpla, you don't want to pass on this, guys. And also, if you are a Gundam fan, I would like for you guys to check out a few of my fellow YouTubers. We have Kouldbaynegames and Destination Stone and GeForce Gaming. Their links are going to be in the description below. They are fellow YouTubers, especially Kouldbayne. He's pretty much the guy that's gotten a bunch of us back into Gundam. We're all Gundam fans from way back, but now we're back in the building. And a lot of times he gets a bunch of us together on live streams to do builds. So if you guys like that sort of thing, you definitely want to check it out. But do me a favor and check out their channels. Their links are in the description below. They are YouTube warriors, and I want you to check them out. You won't be disappointed, guys. So until next time, this is Dave from Dave's Dimension saying keep on busting, and I'll catch you on the flip side.